sad day for democracy, it's a sad day for justice, it's a sad day for humanity, and it's a sad day for an independent judicial system of the UK. It's a loss on all fronts. And we're now at the mercy of
Julian Assange.
fascism, really, and lawlessness and lawfare and everything that is bad for humanity. That's what we face. Not a good future. Thank you.
We have to stand up against this. Stand up on the 18th, attend the mass demonstrations outside Downing Street, bring down the government, mobilise the people, make a global revolutionary movement to change the balance of power.
Well, apparently what I hear, because I wasn't inside the court, is they practically they said that the government of England and the US, they will agree that Mr. Assange should be extradited, and they are going to treat him in a different manner than everybody else in the US, which is a lie. And it's just to prolong his Julian agony and carry on with the shambles they're doing with this process is absolutely disgraceful what they're doing to this man. He's going back to the magistrate court, and at the end of all the pros and cons, they're going to Priti Patel is going to have the last word, and obviously that is obvious that she's going to go for the extradition, and hopefully some miracle happened.
You've been here for so many years, fighting for Julian and making him perceive that he is not alone. Are you going to continue your fight?
Absolutely, we will never give up until this man is free, because it's the most horrendous miscarriage of justice they're doing in this country. The UK should be ashamed of himself doing that to this man, that the only crime that Julian done is to tell the truth about the war crimes against humanity. It should be, this man should be anywhere in a good place, not in Belmarsh prison, like the worst treatment they can give it to him is inhuman. Practically they're killing him.
All these lovely journalists and photo journalists that are here today, what's the message they get about how press freedom is valued in this country?
It's the duty of every human being who cares about justice and free speech to be here today. That's why I'm here. I can identify with Julian Assange, who relayed the truth to the world and got screwed for it. That's something I can identify with. And that's why everybody is here today, because it's so obvious that, you know, human rights is everybody's right. We are all Assange. And that's what, you know, most people just don't seem to realise. It's so easy to go along in life without thinking about what's happening in other parts of the world. It's so easy to do. And of course, you know, we all have to scrape a living somehow. If you're working 8 hours a day, it's not possible to have much energy left over for the rest of the world.
So who can take further steps to continue the fight for press freedom, for media freedom?
We can all take further steps by pressuring the mainstream media to tell the truth. We can all do that, and that's what we should be doing.
Is this that you have been doing in the last few years, protesting regularly every week for this case?
As a matter of fact, yes. It's a funny one, We have a vigil for Julian Assange every week, every Saturday at Piccadilly Circus. We were there during the lockdown last year. The police came along and tried to stop us. And now the silly thing is that the police, they don't know what are we doing. They don't care. Why are we there? They are told by their commanders, get rid of that lot of demonstrators, protesters. I was handcuffed, put into a police van and carted off to the nearest police station. What I didn't know at the time, I was inside the police station for about 4 hours. What I didn't know is that the rest of the group had gone along to the police station and were standing outside chanting, "Free him, set him free." I didn't know that, but what I did remark on was that the police inside the station looked very good to me. They treated me with great courtesy and consideration.
So the protesting makes a difference then?
Protesting makes a huge difference. It's the only thing that's going to achieve any results.
Today is the International Day of Human Rights. Despite this, we hear that the US won't appeal against Julian Assange. You're from Anonymous. Why do you support Julian Assange?
Well, as I've said on this banner, a Wikileaks a day is tyranny at bay. So if there are people around the world working in corporations and governments who see wrongdoing, who see crimes that are being suppressed, that are not being put into the light, individuals with a good mindset on the moral side, on the ethical side, can leak these to WikiLeaks, which allows it to publish that information to the world, and that's what a democracy needs, or even a republic. You need information, which is the currency of freedom. If we don't know what's going on, we can be enslaved and led to the slaughterhouse blindly and willingly. You look at the world around you now. People are so brainwashed. It's beyond belief. It's like a nightmare. So that is why information is important, free information and the flow of information. And we need that to get out. But the people in there, they have their own interests, which protects their power.
At the beginning of the internet, we thought it was going to be a tool for the people to participate, to connect, to build a different world, a better world. Then things changed, and also people like Edward Snowden and Assange with WikiLeaks made us understand that someone took control and turned the internet into a tool of control. Can we overturn this? Can we change this and come back to the beginning and make internet really something good for democracy and for the freedom?
Only with the correct knowledge of what's going on around the world. If we're not blind to what's going on, then we can build the tools in order to make that happen, to make that dream come true. But at the moment, it's become, as Julian said, it's become our enemy in a way. It's become an instrument of our enslavement. When we go on the news, when we go on social media, it's just full of propaganda. It's like the movie They Live. It's everywhere. Everywhere you look around you, like the Matrix said. Everywhere you look around you, it's there. It's all propaganda. It's all deception and theater.
Are you talking?
This court is a theater.
Are you talking about a kind of scientific manipulation of the people? I mean, behavioral science applied to...
Yes, what they've done is not use science for the benefit of humanity, but rather against humanity. They're using it as a tool in order to enslave humanity.
And do you think Anonymous is planning any activity to support Julian in the next difficult steps?
Well, they have made some statements that if this court carries on and murders Julian Assange, there will be backlashes. There will be backlashes.
And he is the guy who has given us so much enlightenment through his work on WikiLeaks, publication after publication, as we wait to listen to the words of Stella Morris.